Okay, so I'm going to be doing a demo on how to control severe bleeding of the forearm. This victim has had her arm cut by a handheld power saw. She is now bleeding profusely from the forearm area. So I have my gloves on. I'm going to cradle her arm in one hand while applying a gauze pad to the site of the laceration. And I'm going to apply pressure with my other hand. Now, I'm typically going to keep pressure on here for, several minutes until, bleeding has slowed, but, severe bleeding, I may need to remove my hand and replace it with the victim's hand to keep pressure on the gauze while I put another gauze pad on. Because it is severe bleeding, I do not want to remove the bloody gauze pad. I just want to add another one on top of it to avoid making the situation worse than what it already is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly remove my hand. I'm going to ask that you replace my hand with your own hand to keep direct pressure on the wound. So if you want to just move your hand right here beside mine, and I'm going to slowly remove my hand, and you can replace it with your own. So you hold pressure on that while I get another gauze pad. So now I'm going to put the gauze pad on and slowly remove your hand and replace it with my own. Very good. And now I'm going to keep pressure on this again, just like I did the first time, hoping that the pressure, direct pressure on the laceration results in the bleeding to slow or hopefully stop. Again, with severe bleeding, it's unlikely that it's going to stop completely as it is, but we're hoping so. So I would keep pressure on this for another several minutes, hoping to slow the bleeding and create a clot. So now I need to wrap the dressing here with some gauze to try to keep direct pressure on the laceration in order for this victim to get to the hospital and have proper medical care. So I'm going to remove my hand again and replace my hand with your own to keep direct pressure. Good job. Alright. So with my gauze, I'm going to create a 45-degree angle. So you have like a little bit of a triangle there. I'm going to wrap it around, over, and fold this triangle back over, and continue to wrap in an overlapping fashion until the bandage is completely covered. Typically, I will end up running out of gauze by the time that the dressing is completely covered and wrapped with the gauze. Now I'm going to unroll the rest of my gauze here. I'm going to wrap it over, under. That way I can tie this off here. I can tie it in a bow or I can tie it in a simple knot. Either way, I'm doing this so the gauze stays on there and keeps pressure on the wound.